why we have this particular item before this committee, so I'll recognize Ms. Hawker to make some comments.
What you see, you have, one set, it says revised 2/20/2022, and that is what is currently on our website. And it says rights and responsibilities, the rights of requesters and the responsibilities of the town of Chatham under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. While this is good as a standalone instrument for anybody that's looking on our website and seeking information, however, we do not have an independent billing policy. There's nothing that really, it says what we could do here, but we don't have anything that says what we can do. And so the other information that you have that has a little asterisk that says 7/29/2025 is what I have put together and presenting to the committee today. I think Will did have the opportunity to look at it a little bit, or we talked about it.
We did,
And I did talk to the attorney just briefly, about some of the things, like the policy statement. You'll see I have it highlighted where it says the word will. There's no may or can. This is what we will charge you for these items. It's just, we have never had, since I have been here, a billing policy. And I feel that it would be a needed structure for me as the FOIA
yes.
officer to be able to say, okay, this is what you asked for, these will be the charges. And move forward with the Code of Virginia as what we already have on the website as my guide.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Kelly. So a little background here. So I think your first FOIA, it was also my first FOIA when I was mayor. We had that lawyer, I think, from the Tidewater area who asked this exuberant
And he never paid
information.
it.
He never paid the minimum paying policy. So, I mean, the reason that localities are allowed to charge fees for FOIA requests, because this takes time out of staff to do other things. So this is a way to recoup those costs with the work that has to be put forward regarding these FOIA requests. I'm all for FOIA. I've done FOIA requests too before and had to pay. But we do need to set a policy where anyone who wishes to see a bunch of government documents, we're not talking like the FILA, like a packet there, I mean, that's easy to come in and look at them. But for something that is very detailed, that takes time, will take time for Kelly to go through that, we do need a policy. And I also would say, I think it'd be appropriate to have this policy on our website in case somebody wishes to make a FOIA request, so they know what to expect. I think that's important.
After
So-
it's approved and reviewed.
I would like for it to be on the website, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I've got a question about the payment terms. I think if you've got somebody that really wants this, you need to kind of give them an estimate.
Well, that's the way, that
Yes.
is,
And once you've given them an estimate,
yes.
and they request it, then they pay for it. And they don't get 30 days.
And that's how it is structured under the rights and responsibility.
But
Yes, sir.
what I'm saying is, we don't give them 30 days to pay for it after we've put
After
out.
they get the information.
Yeah, they need to pay for the information when they get it. Because like I say, if you give it to
what
them,
I-
it's gone. How do you collect it?
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Will, what as the FOIA officer, the code states that if the charges exceed $200, I can let them know that what the estimate would be, and then at that point, they can tell me to proceed.
Yes.
They can tell me to proceed. It cannot stop me from fulfilling the FOIA request, whether they can pay it or not. You follow me?
Right.
So then I let them know, let's say it's gonna cost $50, so I let them know the potential estimate of the $50, would you like to proceed? Yes, I would like to proceed, and I'm gonna move forward with their request, because by law, we have to,
Right.
whether they can pay or not, but it's setting a
Oh, they
billing
have to
policy.
pay.
Okay, because it's Code of Virginia. So then they tell me to proceed, and then I glean their information, and then I send their bill with them. They have their information, I follow the Code of Virginia, correct? Am I still going right, Will? They have their information. Now, if they do not pay that invoice that is sent out for that FOIA request, if Jane Doe from 123 Main Street in Anytown, Virginia, asks me again for another FOIA request of any kind, whether it's the same as it was before or a different one,
This is
I do
Virginia
not
code.
have to fulfill it because they have not paid the first
So
invoice.
then that
That's easy
person-
enough to work around.
If that same person we just
I
mentioned a
see
while
your
ago,
point, I see your point,
Yeah.
but that's the code.
If it's code, it's code, and we have.
And what about the deposit? It says
Same
if it's more than
Okay.
$200, the town will require a deposit not to exceed the estimated cost, but how much is the deposit, 10%, 50%?
$200.
The full amount?
full amount.
Full amount.
Okay.
Because as it says, the citizens have a right to our information. And whether they can afford to pay for it or not does not restrict them the right to our information. But at least it just gives me clear guidance, and that's something that I've not had.
And you deserve, I think you do deserve some guidance, so, I mean, the county does this too, they have this policy as well. And these FOIA requests, I'm aware, does, which is legitimate, and people have the right to see that stuff, as long as abide by the Code of Virginia. It does take time out of your busy schedule, especially if you have to prepare tax season. So, I mean, I'm for this, I think it should be considered for council. And again, I feel like, I think the other two also is, I mean, there's some simple FOIA stuff that can be simple, like if there's some minutes in a council meeting on document, just hand, just give it, it's all there. But, if it's something that's like,
But this would
written
be,
emails,
but this would be standard across the board, Mr. Chairman.
I understand.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this as presented.
It's been moved by Ms. Thompson to approve the proposed town FOIA request billing policy. Is there any discussion to come forward from this committee or council members? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Black is absent, Pace,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
thank you.
As I said though, I mean, if citizens wish to have documentation, they can, but I mean, it does take time to get this information, especially depending on the scope of it. All right, we got the final item here though, this is the one I call the goal, and you'll see why. Item F, HVAC system, Chatham Medical Center review option repair place recommendation to council, so I'll just say this though, I'll work on Ms. Burgess afterwards though, but HVAC system, one of the HVAC systems at the medical center is not working. And this HVAC is on the roof. And the only way we can get this HVAC system fixed is to be a crane. So it's gonna be expensive. So, anyone have that, Sarah? And by the way, the codes,
It sits on a base of some kind, and that's about $9,000.
yeah, we have two quotes here, I think, so this one here is, let me see here, give me the-
One is for 1 unit, one's for 2 units. I mean,
Yeah, he went ahead and both of them are
Right, yeah.
25, 26 years old, so he went in and priced replacing both of them as well.
Well, this is the, so the one is, it's not the one that's 2 pages, the one is 3 pages here. So there's, what you'll see here, it's the 3-page one. So you'll see, on the first page, you have the one that's from Hoffman Heating and Air LLC. The estimate there is for $45,000. The second one's from Rogers, which is just for one, the one that